Hi guys, this video is about Arizer. Target audience is people who want to stay as strict as possible to Arch Linux. People who don't want to go and format drives and all that, do it the Arch Linux way. People who don't want to use the Arch install script, which is also an awesome tool. But people who want to have a proper ISO that they can burn on a USB, then they run the scripts from Alice, and then you have your Arch Linux system, and then later on you run your scripts or your dot files, you put them in place, and that's it. No need for a distro, Garuda, EndeavourOS, Archman, you know it, all the Arch distros, but staying as close as possible. So basically we're building an Arch Linux ISO with a folder, and that folder executes commands, and there we stay as close as possible to the Arch Linux vision or goal or whatever, right? Packages and all that. So it's a very minimal approach. Building up, right? Starting up with an Arch Linux ISO. And all that has been already explained, and this video is an A to Z if I were a user, right? If I am a user and I see this project arizer.eu, I see this. Can I make it my own? You can download it and then you get an ISO, you get our configurations on it, but at some point in time you think, maybe I would like to have my configuration on it. So there's only 11, so this will be number 12. And all that it is about is starting with something very Arch-like, right? Basic, as you see these images. It's not well raised. It's not no special effects, wallpapers. You name it. It's very Virgin-like, so to speak, right? So this is the normal Plasma and the normal XFC. All the looks, nothing has changed. So, okay, what does this provide? Well, first of all, take a look here. So there is something called the Alice project. If you click here, you see that pico.dev is the owner, not me, right? And in December 25, 2022, he made 204 commits. Okay, so this is your way to install Arch. His way, his Arch Linux install script, or Alice. That put together with the knowledge of ArcoLinux, Carly, ALCI, right? And we made ourselves a Arch Linux ISO with a folder, this folder, right? But of course, with choices. Everybody makes different choices. I want package X, and I want this, and I want that, and I want ButterOS, etc. Right? It's all in here somewhere in the conf files, configuration files. So the selling point of this is, if I can do it, well, you can do it. You just followed this video, for example. It's unattended. You just type the letters ALIS, enter, and then you walk away. Take a breakfast, go for dinner, you come back and you've got yourself whatever you decided to have, ButterOS with Plasma. And then later on, I would run my ArcoLinux Nemesis scripts and I get Firefox, Vivaldi, Chromium, I get everything in, right? Later on. But the main thing, the main job is formatting and all that, and deciding to have a home or not, etc. So all these settings are, I see a typo here, are in here, right? And in less than 129 seconds, this was really the top, the best of the best, right? The fastest installation time of Arch Linux and XFCE was 129 seconds. And even big guys like Plasma are still under 4 minutes. Of course, the internet counts, right? Do you have a fast internet or not? So how do I proceed if I'm a user? Okay, how do I proceed if I'm a user? You can go to download Arizer, make time to learn how to create your, and so on. And now we scroll some images. Let's see, where would I go now? Because this is the download. Here is no click behind it. we need to figure out where is the home of the Arizer project. So that's the home page. And then we move to the GitHub Arizer installer. It's called here, right? Arizer. Now in the meantime, I've already done this project for myself. Sierra is gonna be the ISO for me, right? So we're gonna invent a new one. And the thing is, it's interesting. I always tell you in so many videos, compare, compare, compare. But I've given you something to compare with. Arizer, Sierra, compare them. So if you go and grab Arizer, and you have here the URL, I'll put everything on my desktop because everything is already here. Arizer, they're all here already. So I'm a user now. I'm gonna git clone the way how to build the Arizer ISO. I'm gonna copy paste. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna copy paste how to build the Sierra ISO. So that's my personal one. You won't see it online. Git clone. Oh, Control Shift V. So these two guys, now the knowledge comes later on, right? What's the difference? Next step. The ls scripts are here. So the ls scripts is not from me, changed by me, not from me. You change and get the code from here. If my GitHubs are no longer maintained, take a look here. This is the source. This is where I get everything and change the variables. I want to have a Belgian keyboard, for example. So if you have this installed, Arizer install, this one, ls, git clone. This is the way how to install Arch. And this is another way, Sierra, how to install. Voila. Oh, my mistake. Sierra exists already. What I need is not Sierra, but ls Sierra. So here there's a dev, so a development version. So I can first play around with the dev and then move everything here. In the ls Sierra, which is just for me, there is no dev, and I'll play instantly on this one. So git clone. Voila. Now maybe another thing to do, because we are learning, is getting the pico.dev ls. Right? That's maybe a good idea as well, but mind you, it's called ls. And if I want to download it, it's gonna be ls as well. So I'm gonna put him over here for a moment. Git clone, Control Shift V. All right. And now I have ls here, and this is the pico.dev. Let's call it pico, right? So that's the original one. Oh. Control X, desktop, Control V. So this is the one that's coming from Pico, and I can compare. Did I update everything? What are the differences between these two guys? There are differences, as you see. So I'm a user, right? I want to build a new ISO. I have two names. I want to give it a third name. Acronym is a very good thing. For future ISO builders, a name is everything. So, no, that's not it. So, generator, that's the one. So choose your name wisely, check it out. What references do you get back? Are the URLs free? Is there Discord, is it Telegram? What do you wanna, what social media do you want to use? Is it all available? That's very important when you choose a name. Here it can be anything, but I'll just put it in the video because it's fun, right? How did I find out the name Sierra? I typed in a riser, and I'm probably Arch or something. And it gives you choices. Aria would be nice as well, right? I would have liked that as well. And Aria could be our name now. I can give a riser in Sierra. And what do we get? Names. RC, C, REC, RC, Aris, Aris, you know. Again, area. Voila, I've chosen. And of course you keep on looking, right? And then you search area on yeah, I can take area. So A-R-A-E-A, wow, E-A, that's how I should pronounce it, I think. So if I got myself a Sierra, Control C, Control V, what I have now in my mind is not aria, but area. This is my area. This is where I will work, right? An acronym, we have to have a name, otherwise it would be test or something, and that's not fun. So, area. And now the magic happens. You compare. You start with one of them, right? You start with one of them. And then you say, let's compare between, what did I do? Did I copy Sierra? Let's have a look. I've copied Sierra. So I don't compare with Sierra because that would not achieve much. Oh, what's that? Blank thing. Let's try it again. Compare. That's strange, right? Never seen this before. Let's see these two guys. Okay, better. So this is README of area. And we stop this, save. LSDEF does not exist, that's correct. Build ArcoLinux with Alice. We always call it Alice because it's the project of Pico, right? But our ISO can be area. Build area out. Git clone Alice area. Git clone, now I have to put something online, right? Git clone Alice area. And then git clone the def is not there, so this is marked out with hashtags, so it's not used. So I keep it in just to know, okay, that's not being used. Live CD sound is not used. LSDEF, well, there is no LSDEF, and live sound is not needed, and that's it, right? We can do a check again, save, by just going in here, build ArcoLinux with Alice, control find, is there any Sierra left? No. Is there any riser left? Yes, but that's the URL, right? I'm gonna put the area there as well. Okay, find, that's it, that's the only thing. Okay, now of course you don't need to put it here, right? You have your own URLs and you put it there, or yes, I can put it on my personal GitHub, and that's gonna be different, right? That's gonna be called Eric Dubois / and then Aris installer is gone, and I'm gonna call it Alice area. I have now to put it, my code, on Alice area, Eric Dubois. Okay, let's do that immediately, otherwise we'll forget. Better do Firefox, I don't know. Better is Vivaldi for me. Let's see. Already LastPass? No. So let's put everything in there and log in. Let's pause the recording. All right, I logged in to the system. What did we agree on? So this one, yeah, well, let's keep it around. Eric Dubois Alice area should be the name. So I'm gonna make a new, so make yourself an account. There's videos how to do that. Area public and all good. Voila, Alice area. Now I have to clone this thing. So I'll keep it around this exercise, and I'm gonna put it on my data. This is my personal data. ArcoLinux Nemesis is here, and I'm gonna git clone https github.com/eric_alice area. Voilà. So we've got ourselves an empty thing. I'm gonna, can I? Yeah, I can. I'll move it for momentarily to the desktop like this. So we got ourselves an empty Alice. So we would like to have this one, or that one, or that one. Those are the code from Pico. You recognize the scripts. They're exactly more or less the same, right? These two guys and these two guys. There are 4 guys which are about the Pico scripts, but with the variables we like. That's the thing, right? We're making an ISO. They pop it in, you type 4 letters, Alice, and you walk away. And all the settings have been arranged prior, have been put online. So that's one thing I still need to do, put things online. Now, let's take this one again to here. So I'll have the ArcoLinux Nemesis. I need the setup, I need the up, Control C. Yep, that's it. Those guys I need, Control V. I need the setup. It's gonna tell him where is my GitHub. That's one thing. Set all kind of things. You can see what the content is, and then you up it. You upload. So first commit, and there it is. Online, we'll find the code. Grab the code, read the code, learn the code. There it is. So that's that. Still empty. Let's move you back to the desktop so everything is together, so we can melt. So this is my setting for Sierra, this is my setting for Arizer, and this is my new project, Alice, your project, right? User project, Alice area. So you can start with this one, the Riser one, Control A, Control C, Control V. And we're not going to replace the one that's intended for the up and the setup for Dubois, the GitHub of Eric Dubois, not the GitHub of the project. So skip. These 2 guys are out of the question. They're correct. And then we compare, for instance, since we have 3 of them, you can compare with Alice Sierra and say what's different. Compare. Now here is an Alice config d KDE. Let's just move it to Sierra, which was not there yet. Devrel, we call this one not Arizer, but your name. Okay, your invented name. This is the Sierra to the right, and this is the area to the left. Okay, done. And here we have get Nemesis on Arizer. Sure. This is the ArcoLinux Nemesis script, and that's all it does. Get Nemesis on Arizer, right? So he thinks he's on Arizer, and we have to tell him, no, you're not on Arizer. You are user local bin get Nemesis on area. That's all. All the rest is git clone things and make a data folder, and that's it. Make a data folder, move there, git clone, that's it. Okay. Where were we comparing? I think I've closed it. So this one, and we're comparing these 2, I think. But you can afterwards, I often compare again and again, because yeah, we're human, right? This is fixed, lsconf. Here we have to make some decisions. So on a riser, no, on Sierra, I tell him I want 8 gigabytes of swap size. Here I tell him I don't want 8 gigabytes of swap size. I can make 4 gigabytes of swap size, right? It's a choice. So this is the difference between this one and that one. There's so much more, of course, and that's why we'll compare some more. To the right, in Sierra, I say I want to have SADM, whatever, not auto, but I'm always want to have SADM. So auto I'm not interested in. There are so many beautiful themes for SADM that I want SADM by default on area as well. Save. And with these comparisons, you make decisions. You see, oh, that's different, that's different. There is no setup here, I see. And then start sh. This is gonna copy things all around. So this is area, so let's keep this one here, that's okay. There's already differences there as well. And this is how you put things online. That's the up. That's nothing to do with this maintenance of GitHub. So the start really is important, but we'll check it out later. Here we just say every sh, and here we say everything that's inside that folder and inside that folder and inside that folder. But we'll see later. So we keep the left one, area. And for the rest, we have to compare more. So this is our user thing. Let's compare with this one. We have given it another name. So area is now to the right, and this is now a riser to the left. We've given get nemesis the other name, that's all. This is again important, so we decide to the left to take 4, and we decide to take SADM, and here it's auto, okay? And these are 2 maintenance files. So we've done, this is ours, we've done this comparison, we've done that comparison, now you do this comparison, and this is from Pico. So Pico will give you a lot more info, because of course he's from Spain. He has a keyboard from Spain, right? No, I don't have that, so I can't use that. Here are some things that I've given him as an example. It would be nice if we could have this one, for example. If we could add a file to the ISO already straight away, and this is one of the things that's interesting. That's Control-Alt backspace, killing the Xorg, not Wayland, Xorg. So this is one of those files. If you put something in the folder files and then the structure of Linux, etc or user share and so on, something like that, he'll put it on the ISO as well. So that's why we have user local bin. This is will be put on your future system, whatever you put in here. Okay, so this is not needed, not needed, not needed. Site is for GitHub, so not needed. Git ignore is not important. Here we are with the conf file. Maintenance, start, up. Okay, ls.conf. What configurations do we have to change as a user? Area is to the left. I'm telling him that I want to have a Belgian keyboard. Change these keys. Not to Spanish maybe, but something else. Log file false or true. Log traces, outputs the commands, execute, log generates a log file, and so on. Read the text at the top, yes or no. If you're going for ButterFS, you can tell him how to do it. This is his way of setting up all these mount points, their choices, right? And here we have our way of setting up everything, exactly the same that we do in Calamares. That I found, I think, on Red Hat, or was it Susan or somewhere. Say, okay, let's take that one. Swap size, we've decided already. I'm not gonna take ButterFS, so I don't care what it will be there. Reflector, you know what it is. So yeah, when you start with the riser, you should already have a kind of knowledge of how things work together, right? A reflector is the machine, the app that says, let's have a look at all the computers, all the Arch Linux servers around the world, and what's the fastest when living in Spain. So I'm telling him, yes, go and have a look and find me the fastest servers around. I used to have Sweden alone, hoping that Osbeck would win, right? But got some, downtime, I suppose, I don't know. So I did not get any response from any server at some point in time. And I said, okay, whatever, I'm gonna add more countries to the list. So I have these fallbacks. If I have no connection to Sweden or something, then I'll have the other countries. So that's why there's some more here. He's going to get everything from here, mirrorskernel.org. Parallel downloads, yes, thank you. Maybe you would like to decide already your kernel, Linux LTS headers also, of course, then hardened headers, Zen headers. All choices. I'm pretty happy with the default Linux kernel. And how you compress these things would be, in my choice, ZSTD, which is the fastest to build. If you update and you get a new Linux kernel in, it's rebuilding. You see these lines, right? If you take XZ, it takes a while, like 30 to 10 seconds, something like that, 1/3, 1/4 of time. If you have an NVMe, that sounds like something interesting. So if you have these small SSDs, then you say yes, so you delete the exclamation mark, that's it, and save, of course. Paru is the guy who's gonna take care of all the AUR packages, which is not many, because the idea is to have a small Arch Linux install, default look, no rising, no applications, but a few applications, right? And one of them is Sublime Text, right? And it's gonna come from the AUR. He's gonna build it for me. There are more things, so just read and ask questions of Pico what his intent is. Here it says display driver auto. I am on an Intel, so I could say Intel, and so on. You can install NVIDIA or NVIDIA LTS, so that's a good information. That's interesting for people, that they can have NVIDIA DKMS, but always do the auto off, then an exclamation here, and then say, I'm gonna take NVIDIA DKMS. This would work on all my machines here, right? So you need to have the knowledge, what do I need for the display things, right? 390, 340, or the Nouveau. KMS true, add support for kernel modding setting, and so on. Fast boot true, compression, display drivers. I do not know all these variables, right? I just know that these work for me. So here we have the Intel media driver. I have an Intel media driver. And then it gets very personal. Where do you live? User, share, zone, info, Europe, Brussels. But if you've done an Arch Linux installation, you know that this is what you should write. User, share, zone, info. You can have a look at ArcoLinuxD.com. There's the phase 7. We've explained all that, how to find out where you live, and the locale is here, and later on the keyboard layout. It's all explained on the Arch Wiki and on ArcoLinuxD. So figure that all out. That's something you need to do. Figure out how and why and where should I put my keyboard. So this is Spanish. This is Latin or Belgian, right? There are like 30 fonts you can use. I found a website at some point in time and decided for a font. So I want to have this font, right? And then, okay, root. So my password for Eric is Eric, and I have to retype it, Eric. And here we have ask and ask. I don't mind that it's online, right? It's here, it's on my machine, whatever. Who is the name? So pico.dev is the name of the developer. Here it's Eric, and the user password is Eric, and the password. Simple. Haven't played around with systemd homd homid looks like Homer. And so you just check it out, look at other tutorials somewhere, somebody who explains what this is all about. And then we have here the system, the make init CPO, nice Arch Wiki paper for it. I've read it, reread it, read it again. Keep reading. Each time you get something more. That's as simple as it is. So here you see what things you'll have. The .rfs is not used for me, so I'm gonna keep everything as is. Right? Delete the exclamation marks that you think you need. It's a long list here. Bootloader is by default for me systemd. I have no, well, the thing I'm installing it on is not an old machine, so it is always EFI. So if the scripts start and he sees I'm on a BIOS system, he'll take grub anyway. If it sees he's in a UEFI system, he'll take systemd. Right? But if you want to choose for refind on UEFI, do. You can immediately say here, but auto will just work fine for me. Bash is also good for me, otherwise ZSH dash and fish. And here's the most important thing, right? What do you want to have? GNOME, KDE, XFCE. Let's do a choice. Let's do a shift. Let's take KDE. So Plasma. Cinnamon, LXD, i3WM, i3 gaps, which probably should be changed since we've seen a name change on Arch. I should say that he should change it. But voila, Deeping, Budgie, BSPWM, Awesome, Qtile, OpenBox, Left WM, and Dusk. Okay, so choose. Auto, Display Manager, no auto. SEDM, packages multilib, yeah, so this is referring to the multilib repository. Packages install, please. Pipewire, no, so I want Pulse Audio as backend. True, then you get Pipewire as backend. Provision true, that's the files that we have there, the files that you saw. Let's save this already. The files that are in here, that's provision. Okay, I think we were here somewhere. Provision true. Provisions the files placed in files directory on the installed system, preserving directory structure and so on. Yeah, true. I want to copy paste everything over, yes or no. In my case, true, yes. Voila. The rest is have a look at the code. I don't know what really is all in there. I see some firewall services that you can enable, stuff like that. Reboot is true. Reboot on installation and reboots the system automatically. If false, no reboot. So you walk away, you go to your dinner, you come back and you're on XFCE, or in this case Plasma. Right? That's the idea of reboot is true. It takes about 15-16 seconds and he auto reboots and you're on the system. So these are all choices, and of course I've went through it a little bit fast, but I'm not the developer, right? Pickle Dev is the guy to ask if there is something that you want to know. Read his wiki and check it out. So this is LSConf. This is the recovery. It has to do with, yeah, recovery. If something goes wrong, you can boot this up and then you can do some things. You can auto mount things already. And this is more Arch shrewd exercise. And the packages, those are important as well. So log file true, fine. And then here we want to have Firefox. Here we don't have Firefox. Here we do want to have Firefox. If I reboot, that's the thing, I will have Firefox. Or FileZilla, or. So the list is a little bit longer, but the only thing that I want is a browser. I would like Nano. I would like ripgrep to search things. Bash completion, I couldn't live without it. Why type everything if you can press tab? Melt is the tool to find things and explore things. And LibreOffice, of course not. Calligra, of course not. So all with a hashtag, well, sorry, a exclamation mark. Git, yes, sure, you need the Git, and neofetch is nice, is fun, and dov is to find out how my hard disk looks like and what I formatted it with, to just checkups, right? Tools to check things. And all that is used. And here is the pipewire list. But I told him not to use the list, right? I told him to use Pulse Audio. But if you were, this is the thing he'll install. And you can add some more, as you see. All right. Here, there is nothing I've installed, but you see lots of references, all kinds of things, all exclamation marks, all not used. But you can put that on the ISO. Well, not on the ISO, you can put that on the list. And when you run the script, it will be put on your future system. That's how it works, huh? So AOR package install, yes please, because neofetch is there and INXI is here and Sublime Text is here. Neofetch is coming from Arch, not from AOR. So these two guys are coming from AOR. They'll really build. Video, 36 minutes. We're almost there. So these are all choices. You have to make choices. These two are yours. This one is not relevant, not at this point in time. All right, you put this online. Compare with all the other projects. Up, it's online. Why does it need to go online? Because when we build the ISO, we're going to download it on the ISO. So this is Eric Dubois, Alice area, an exercise, not going to be maintained, just showing you how easy it is to make your own ISO. Okay. So this get Nemesis, that's up to you, right? The only thing you need to change is your names. I don't think you're called Eric Dubois. And maybe you've renamed my scripts to your name and voila, put it in here and then it will be your thing. Let's build ourselves an ISO. So we got the configuration, we got the ISO. This is actually just an Arch ISO, Arch Linux ISO. And this is our script, build Arch Linux. Let's see if I forgot anything. So in the beginning, area build, area out. All right, we're going to copy all kind of things. So I'm not going to go in detail on all these things. I do hope you have already advanced enough knowledge to just read this. And if not, later on, you'll get it, right? So it's gonna build, it's gonna download everything, it's gonna build everything, and we'll have a nice ISO with a folder. We can actually follow a little bit. So area build, here is Alice. So Alice is a project for Pico. We've changed the confs, told him that it should be Plasma, and that's it. We've done nothing more, really. And it's always interesting to do that comparison again later on. What did I do differently? Too bad we can't do 4, but you have to take 3 or something, and then you can compare what's different. So again, GitHub, unimportant. This I'm not sure yet. Files, decide for yourself. Site, surely not. These 3 guys, well, 2 guys are important. And this is what you compare. It's just decision time. There's nothing more than that. It's just, okay, what do I want? Definitely not maybe a Spanish keyboard. But once you figured it out, or once it's online, you're done. And sure, it will take a little bit more time than the 40 minutes we've spent here, but you'll have the closest thing to an Arch install. But then later on, if you pop in the ISO, it will be super, super fast installed. Now I would like to pause it, but maybe I shouldn't. So you see how long it all really takes. It's not that long. Is there anything else I can explain in the meantime? Well, yes, I know something I could explain. So on my desktop I have everything now. I am a user and I've made this for myself and I've made this for myself. This is my personal stuff, right? Maybe I can put area here, correct? So you can compare later on. I won't edit it, I won't change it, I won't do anything with it, but area can be put online as a study object. Let's put you in documents, git clone, voila. And the desktop, I have area. This is what I needed, but this is a GitHub from Eric, so I need this one and I need this one. Control C, Control V. Let's get rid of, well, let's set this the way it should be. Voila, Eric, and then up. And then call it maintenance or something, maintenance files. Once done, I don't have to think about it anymore. And now, this is the ISO, how to build the area ISO. Control C, Control V. Do not replace, skip, and put it online again. So, how to build the ISO. In the meantime, the ISO is built. I don't think it was that long, a few minutes maybe. But we've got ourselves an ISO. Now, let me see. So we've got a desktop here and a desktop there. So this one can go. And this one needs to go there. Voila. So now I have this one for you to study, and I have this one for you to study. Where? On here. Not going to be changed, not going to be maintained. Study material. Sierra, however, will be. So this one is yours. Then testing it. This one we don't need. Let's keep this one around. Let's keep that one around here. Allez, Super F7. Template, clone, Control A, area. Voila. Optical, choose a disk file. Where is it? In area out. ArcoLinux. Yes, it's called ArcoLinux. Why? Because it's Arch. Does it look like Arch? Yes, because it is Arch. We want to stay as close as possible to Arch. This is Arch. Plus a folder. Plus a config of nano, right? Is it then still Arch? You judge it. In the end, we want to have an operating system, right? Alice. Watch out. The guys of Azerty Let us install Arch, wait long enough till the pacman init service is finished, check with system. Okay, so I keep talking, so it's already okay. Do you want to get the last GitHub in? Now I think I forgot something here. Let's see. Also with yes or no. Making all SH files executable. Yes. Let's do him, and let's let him do his job. So this is automated. I don't have to look at it. But I think I forgot something. So Alice area. Let's have a look at the start sh. Super F. Let's see. Is there any variable? No. This is going as good. So start sh is here. Then you have the command of Alice. The command of Alice is coming from here. Alice. And in Alice we say parallel downloads and start sh. That's okay. And in start sh there was no problem, right? Alice start sh. So while we wait, we check again what was. You should follow the root of the computer. What's step 1? What's step 2? Well, that's all you need to do, and then follow those steps. So, okay, then we're gonna start sh. That's gonna run. That's gonna run ash. He's gonna do ls.sh is this one. So it's gonna run all of that, which is not the configuration, but the application. So all kind of variables. And in all these conf files, these variables are used. You told him to do ext4, you told him to do btrfs, and it's gonna use whatever you said. Not double, right? Exclamation mark for one, and then delete exclamation mark for the other. Don't have two. You can't have BIOS and UEFI at the same time, for example. Grub and EFI at the same time. So there's nothing to look at here. So everything is okay, Eric. You thought something was missing, but we think that's okay. So this is the right control F. Full screen and not full screen. Right control F. Now we should see some plasma stuff, right? Or K stuff. Something with a K. There I see plasma Wayland session, plasma meta. Oh my god, right? Plasma meta is what it is, plasma meta. It means a lot of packages. So if you're the guy that says, no, I don't want to have that, right? Then you go into the details. You go, if I get a response here, he's got to work hard. You go into the details and look what packages did Pico put in there as I want to have plasma, and you just delete or add things to the list what plasma constitutes, and that's all you need to do. I'm still recording, but I'm a little bit here. Control F. He's still doing his job, but I can't do anything. Here is Sublime Text, so the AUR. Paru is there. Is it okay? Let's install Sublime Text. And the other one was Inksy. The more you tell it to do, yeah, the longer it installs, right? Simple. So here is rebooting. So I really take the minimum in here, and later on I'll run ArcoLinux Nemesis script, which is the bulk of the software. So let's power off, right? To see the real thing, you need to go to this one. Yeah. Get rid of the ArcoLinux ISO, start again, and see what it's supposed to be. So we took grub, right? So probably forgot in VirtualBox to tell him, hey, your UEFI system. So the system from Pico is smart. It says, no, you're in a virtual box with BIOS, not with UEFI. He is going to install something. Luckily, otherwise we could have done the video again, right? Because I did not tell him to be a UEFI. I wanted to have system D, but okay, that's something I forgot to do. But never mind, it's just a virtual machine. You can do it many times, right? I'm gonna go for Plasma X11. So both are installed. And then we go to where are you? Here. Quick settings. Display, monitor, drop down. This is what I need. Apply. Et voila. And this is your system. So Ctrl-Alt-T, not gonna work, right? Console, present, enter. NeoFetch, I told him to install it from the AOR, so I know, and I can beam here, look, and show you 884 Pacman. That's not that much actually. So the plasma meta is still quite okay. Let's go over it. Let's go, not all applications, but developments. Can we make this bigger? Yep. So this is installed. Okay, nothing much. This is mine, this is mine. Graphics. None of those I've asked for, but it's part of group packages. Multimedia. VLC. Did I ask that? Might be, because I am a fan of VLC. Yakawake is here, so they have 12. Ta-da! From now on, yes, okay. F12 is going to be there. And this is your system. Now on, you just keep on designing and writing and installing. Now, I don't like to do the same things over and over and over and over, like really over and over. So I'll make scripts. Get Nemesis on area. Which means, if I go to Dolphin and I go to data, I have all my scripts. You put scripts in there. And what I'll do is 52 minutes, 8 minutes more. I have sort of idea that 1 hour is long enough for a video. But we're there, right? It's finished, it's off. But the cherry on the cake is interesting. Cherry on the cake could be that you say, I'm gonna do just like Eric, make a copy of ArcoLinux Nemesis, and in the personal folder, I'm gonna call, here he is, Ariser, here is Sierra, and I'm gonna make myself Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V, also one, Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V, thank you, for area. If I am installing with the area, I give these different names, and that's why it's relevant, you see. If the file user local bin get nemesis on area exists, that means I am on the area ISO. We are on area. Then you do this, change this, do that, do this, do that. Done. That's all. And I run the scripts, specifically the ones that I want to have for area. If I want to say I want to have BSPWM there as well, sure, go ahead. If he finds out that you're on area, then you install this and this and that. All right? And that is just in between 1 hour. I hope the Ariser project gets more attention, because it really deserves more attention, because of the scripts of Pico, because of the fact that it's automated, because of the fact that it's as close as possible to Arch as you can stay. It has almost Well, it depends, right, what you select. But it's a minimal installation. 884 packages is not that much, really. And the fun can start. You have a free operating system, simple as that. And all we're using is the knowledge of ArcoLinux, the developers of ArcoLinux. We build ourselves an ArcoLinux ISO on their code, and we use the scripts from Pico, and we built ourselves an operating system, and done. It's playtime. Take a look at the scripts of Nemesis. Use whatever you like, whatever you want. I'm gonna make myself the extra file that you've seen here, area.sh, and if ever I never install it again, it will just never be used, because there's a check. If you find this file and if I never use this again, it will never run it again, but it's there educational wise, it's gonna be there. And I say, okay, yeah, right. Yeah, I have to find some way of telling I'm on Archman, I'm on Endeavour OS, I'm on Garuda, and I do this and this and this and that. But for that, you have so many videos about Get Nemesis or ArcoLinux Nemesis scripts. All right, enjoy the world of Arch. Cheers.